Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Yashodanandana Raja Janarandana Yashodanandana Raja Janarandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Ramal ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I'm so happy that I got a chance to speak on the Bhagavatam while we have the chapters on Lord Ramachandra still here. Because I was put on class on Sunday actually, and then it's Chaitanya Chaitanya. But because of circumstances arranged by Supreme Lord, then I was put today. So we are reading from Canto 9, chapter 11, text 6. Jaya. Apratam nastvaya kimnu
Apratam nastvaya kimnu
Bhagavan Bhuvaneshvara
Bhagavan Bhuvaneshvara
Yannontar Hridayam Rishya
Yannontar Hridayam Rishya
Tamoham Sisvarochisha
Tamoham Sisvarochisha
Apratam nastvaya kimnu
Apratam nastvaya kimnu
Bhagavan Bhuvaneshvara
Bhagavan Bhuvaneshvara
Yannontar Hridayam Vishya
Yannontar Hridayam Rishya
Tamoham Sisvarochisha
Tamoham Sisvarochisha
Apratam nastvaya kimnu
Apratam nastvaya kimnu
Bhagavan Bhuvaneshvara
Bhagavan Bhuvaneshvara
Yannontar Hridayam Vishya
Yannontar Hridayam Rishya
Tamoham Sisvarochisha
Tamoham Sisvarochisha Apratam nastvaya kimnu
Apratam nastvaya kimnu
Bhagavan Bhuvaneshwara
Bhagavan Bhuvaneshwara
Yanonantaridayam Vishya
Yanontaridayam Vishya
Tamohamsi Svarochisha
Tamohamsi Svaroshisha
Apratam Nastvaya Kinnu
Apratam Natvaya Kimnu
Bhagavan Bhuvaneshwara
Bhagavan Bhuvaneshwara
Yanontaridayam Vishya
Yanontaridayam Vishya
Tamohamsi Svarochisha
Tamohamsi Svaroshisha Apratam not given
Not given
Naha
Naha
unto us
unto us
Tvaya
Tvaya
by your lordship
by your lordship
Kim
Kim
what
What
Nu
Nu
indeed
Indeed
Bhagavan
Bhagavan
O Supreme Lord
O Supreme Lord
Bhuvana Ishvara
Bhuvaneshwara
O Master of the whole universe
O Master of the whole universe
Yet
because
Naha
Naha
our
Anta
Hridayam
Hridayam
within the core of the heart
within the core of the heart
Vishya entering
entering
Tamaha the darkness of
the
ignorance
darkness of ignorance
Hamsi you annihilate
annihilate
Svarochisha
Svarochisha
by your own effulgence
by your own effulgence.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. O Lord, you are the Master of the entire universe. What have you not given to us? You have entered the core of our hearts and dissipated the darkness of our ignorance by your effulgence. This is the supreme gift. We do not need a material donation. Purport. When Dhruva Maharaj was offered a benediction by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he replied, O my Lord, I am fully satisfied. I do not need any material benediction. Similarly, when Prahlad Maharaj was offered a benediction from Lord Nrsimhadev, he also refused to accept it and instead he declared that a devotee should not be like a vanik, a mercantile man who gives something in exchange for some profit. One who becomes a devotee for some material profit is not a pure devotee. Brahmanas are always enlightened by the Supreme Personality of Godhead within the heart. Sarvasya chaham riddhi sandhi vishnu matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. And because the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are always directed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are not greedy for material wealth. What is absolutely necessary they possess, but they do not want an expanded kingdom. An example of this was given by Vamanadev. Acting as a brahmachari, Lord Vamanadev wanted only 3 paces of land. Aspiring to possess more and more for personal sense gratification is simply ignorance, and this ignorance is conspicuous by its absence from the heart of a Brahmana or Vaishnava. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagadatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Patarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastajate Sharane Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Apratam Nastvaya Kimno Bhagavan Bhuvaneshwara Yanontar Hridayam Vishya Tamoham Sisvarochisha. O Lord, you are the Master of the entire universe. What have you not given to us? You have entered the core of our hearts and dissipated the darkness of our ignorance by your effulgence. This is the supreme gift. We do not need a material donation. Quite outstanding. A king is offering all directions of his kingdom to So priests, you never hear this. Never hear about this from the monarchies of the Western world, or some of the Eastern world either. It's quite impressive. And yet, the priests, instead of accepting it, they're saying, oh, you have given us everything already. You can take it back. You have given us everything we want and need. You have dissipated our ignorance by your effulgence. So, please, there's no need of this. What is this? What is this gift which is so powerful that they even refuse land stretching out in all directions? It is the gift of purity, of remembrance, of knowledge, of purity, of devotion. They seem that this is more important than material things. Devotion to the Supreme, knowledge of Him in everything and everyone. In Vishnu Sahasranama, name 706, a name of the Lord is Satta, which is, you can translate to existence personified. That everything can exist because He is existing. He is the hand that holds all threads, and He's the creator of the threads also, you can say. Different acharyas have said that Sat means existence, also goodness, also pure existence. It never gets destroyed, as it should be understood by anyone who has any knowledge of what it means. God, the word God, the name God, it means eternal. It never gets destroyed. And Satta could also be translated as He's the very nature of existence. He's especially the nature of the good and the pious. Because the pious and the good, they know God to some extent. Even though we may meet very pious people on the street who work without profit, who, you know, without the different books, they have different jackets with different colors and they present something. They're pious, they work for material welfare. And some of them may also be spiritual, but they also have their mixed ideas about things. So they may not always agree to what we're saying. And Srila Madhvacharya is commenting that Satta means he has all the auspicious qualities in abundance. This is exactly what Prabhupada is saying, that Krishna holds all qualities, but in abundance. This is exactly what Prabhupada is saying also. So, this is Lord Ramachandra, this is Lord Krishna, this is Vishnu, as we know from Srila Prabhupada's books. And this is what the Brahmanas know. This is what the Brahmanas know. Jai. This is what the Brahmanas know, not by theory, but by vijnana, by realization. So because this knowledge is manifested in the heart, they have no doubts about what is beneficial for them and what they need. They're not sadhakas, they're actually self-realized Brahmanas, Vaishnavas. So they are fully convinced that they don't need anything more. As they say, we do not need a material donation. Tamahams svaroshisham. So this is the supreme gift. So this is what we have to come to. This is what we're supposed to come to, all of us. At the very beginning, we read about this. We get very promising words, thanks to Prabhupada, that by taking up this process, we can experience a higher bliss. We can experience detachment from material problems. That the chanting of the holy name is going to manifest this. Tears are going to flow from our eyes. We're going to sweat and roll on the floor. So this like paints up the Prayojana together with the descriptions of Goloka Vrindavan, the Vaikuntha planets within the Paravyoma, spiritual effulgence. So then we have a goal in mind, and because we're sitting here, it means that we're attracted to this. Very nice, you're very fortunate. So all we need is to get there. And that's a journey, serious journey. Maybe you have noticed after several years of practicing that you cannot be Sunday Bhaktas or Sunday Christians. You're practicing religion. I choose to practice religion once a week. I go to the temple or church every Sunday, and that's my quota, and I'm satisfied with that. You may have noticed that this is not, you cannot, well, you will not get far on this level, definitely. As Prabhupada says, you need to be engaged, you need to think about the Lord 24 hours a day. And you should use everything, even sleep, in His service. Whew. That's a different level. And it's not only, you cannot do it mechanically either. You cannot sing a chamana, ring a bell, and tears will flow. No. We have to learn so many things. We have to study and understand so many subject matters, which are all tied to Krishna, but they're all different aspects of the reality we're dealing with. Because now, up till then, before we joined, we just got our the tattva of this material world from authorities, from mother, father, brother, or sister, if you had any. And then we got to school, and they have their idea what the world is. And we listen, because we're small and young, we don't know anything better. So we listen to the closest authorities to us. And then we studied for 12 years, at least that's what we do in Sweden. I don't know how long you study in France. How long you in school?
At least until 16 minimum.
16 minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Sweden also.
Jusqu'au collège. 18.
You.
Après le collège, c'est pas obligatoire, je crois. Yeah, some can go before.
Yeah, okay.
Some stop before.
Some start before, okay.
If they have some kind of... Anyway, it's a long time.
Yes, a long time, yeah. You finish at least when you're 18, 19, roughly like that. It's a long time.
Usually, yes.
Yeah, it's many years to study. Yeah, and different subject matters about this world. What the philosophers and scientists have come up with. That's what they put in the books, and that's what we're reading. And then we come to Krishna consciousness. We're happy that we see everything from spiritual perspective. Many of us feel a relief that there's a person behind it, so some of the soul's spiritual needs are met. But what they don't teach is, they don't teach culture, and they don't teach how to behave. They don't teach how to see that the world is coming from it's coming from consciousness. I don't know what they're teaching now. They have changed their books, probably, at least when I got out of school, 2007, 2025 now. So the books have changed, definitely. So I don't know what they're teaching now. Knowledge is always changing because they are interested in the relative world. But here we are learning about satta. That there is a person, that there is an existence personified. So now we need to reprogram, we need to reinstall Windows or Linux or whatever you use. We have to reinstall everything. Everything has to be deleted and replaced by this new program called Bhagavad Tattva, Jiva Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Guru Tattva, and maybe some Shiva Tattva if you're into that also, And just to know how he is serving the Supreme Lord, some Shiva Tattva may be necessary. Because Advaita Acharya He's Lord Shiva. So, if one is interested to see how he is serving the Lord, we can, and also as Lord himself, we can know that. So, it's a life full of austerity and study with Svadhyaya we need to do before us. But luckily, Prabhupada's books, which is translated by him, and also he has given us the commentators of the previous acharyas, are, thank God, teaching us about universal principles that are not taught in school. And the quicker we learn these principles, the better we will be. We will be situated in the mode of goodness, which is required to get to the level of the Brahmanas we read about here. Because they're definitely in the Sattva-guna and beyond. So what have we learned? Some universal principles from the scriptures we can learn. First of all, we're servants. Srila Prabhupada is referring to Sri Ramanujacharya in the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita. You remember that? In the very introduction of Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada is referring to Ramanujacharya, who is explaining that everyone is a servant. So this is very satisfying for all philosophers, because philosophers want to know these universal principles, which means that you cannot escape these principles. They are always there. You're always working according to them. You have no choice whatsoever. We can choose to deny these principles and go against them, but you will suffer immensely if you do. And this is the meaning of universal principles. For example, Purusha Prakriti are universal principles. You cannot escape them. There will always be dominant people. There will always be followers. There will always be those above you and those underneath you. Universal principles. You cannot escape it. If you don't work according to these principles, your society will suffer, your family will suffer, etc. So they're called universal principles. So here's one of them. The first one, we're all servants. That A is serving B, B serving C, C serving D, etc. So everyone is a servant. In the family, we're all servants. The father and the mother is serving the child. When you have a newborn child, the whole family is around the child. So the parents they're all both on the child, serving the child. Wherever it screams, it looks up to its needs. No matter what they're doing, they just leave everything and look to the need of the child. So they're serving the child. Then when the child grows up, the child becomes a servant of the parents, maybe in the home, working, helping mother and father, work in the kitchen like that. Maybe we can close some doors. It's very noisy.
Igor, there is class. Could you close the door?
So, and the government officials, they're servants of the people, or at least they're supposed to be servants of the people. The people are supposed to serve the government and society at large. So there's a cooperation there. The priests are supposed to serve the heads of states. Of course, that is not happening anymore, but it's supposed to be like that. And whether it is out of love or out of business, someone is doing something for someone. So this is what we're supposed to learn here also. Of course, you can say we're serving definitely because we're doing something. And if we're not serving someone else, we're definitely serving our minds, which everyone is doing also. You're serving your ears, you're serving your tongue. Prasadam is in less than 30 minutes. We're serving our noses, we're serving our eyes. Whenever the eyes wants to see something, we follow the eyes. Especially on Haranam and Sankirtan, the eyes want to look at beautiful ladies. Yes, we know. Or whatever it wants to look at. Hey, we're used to this. We want this. The tongue wants to be satisfied, so we serve the tongue. So we're serving something. It doesn't matter if you move into the forest, you need to serve something. You cannot escape it. So this is a universal principle. The next universal principle is that all material suffering comes from three sources. Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, and Adi Atmika. No matter how you think, oh, what about this suffering? Yeah, but it's always coming from either the body itself, or the subtle body, or a living entity outside, which is Adibautika, is coming from a living entity outside of herself, or natural disasters, or too much heat, too much cold. Adidavika is coming from the demigods. So this is where all suffering comes from. There is no exception. You cannot find suffering from anywhere else. This is where it's coming from. The Brahmanas don't feel this because, as they say, dissipated the darkness of our ignorance by refulgence. And as Prabhupada says here, aspiring to possess more and more for personal sense gratification is simply ignorance. So they have reduced their sense gratification so much, so their sense of Adibautika, Adidaivika, and Adiatmika is barely present there, if not at all. So it's because they have received the greatest gift, devotion. They have knowledge. They know who they are, and they know their relationship with the Supreme. So therefore, these sufferings are not present. Now it sounds amazing how that can be possible, but it is possible. It's possible with Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion. Definitely, if you know how to do it right. Then the next one is Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana. If you want to learn something, if you want to know how to do something, you have to go through these three principles. If you want to boil potatoes, you need to know Sambandha, the connection between the fire, the pot, the water, and the potato. If you know the relationships between these, then you know what to do. Abhideya, you know the process. And you get prayojana, the goal. It doesn't matter what you want to accomplish, you need to understand these things. And even if you don't have all sambandha in the beginning, if you have the prayojana, you know what you're aiming at. You know how the pancake is supposed to look like and taste like. So you have the vision, okay, you have the prayojana. But your sambandha is not complete. At least you do the best you have with your sambandha. And then the result will not be complete, but because of experience, your sambandha will improve. So next time, your sambandha will be better. So this is how it works. Genius. Supreme philosophy. So this is eternal principles. You cannot escape it, you need to learn this. Next one is Varnashram Dharma. 4 varnas, 4 ashrams, you cannot escape this either. This is present in all societies, even though you meet those Hindus or whoever who are against the corrupted caste system, which we're all against the Asuric Varnashram system. But they need to be educated. Because this system is made by Krishna. Someone will always have the nature to work with their hands. They will be a carpenter or a welder, or they will make jewelry for the deities. It's all within the hands. Actors, musicians, playing with their hands. There will always be people like this. There will always be people, even though you meet on the street, people who are against capitalism. You meet them quite often. They're very revolutionary people. They can take a book. They appreciate book. So they're very much against capitalism. Many of them may be against rich people, and you agree, of course, yes, you agree with them, yes, and say yes, because to build relationship. But deep within, there will always be rich people, yes. Because they're called Vaishya. So, but you don't tell them they're there if they're not open to it, of course. But there will always be people who will gain money because that's their very nature. They cannot escape it. Just as Brahmanas cannot escape their nature, that they just want to be simple and satisfied. Arjuna cannot escape his nature because he's a soldier. Krishna points it out. No, you cannot do anything against your nature. That's who you are. You will pick up a weapon if someone attacks you in the forest. You will pick up the nearest stick and just start attacking. You cannot do anything about it. A comedian cannot stop making jokes. That's just who he is, you know. And someone who's interested in multimedia cannot stop pay attention to cameras if they're around, because that's just what he likes. Screens, communication through electrical means. That's just who he is. Fashion designers cannot stop thinking about the colors, the structures, how the clothes are looking, you know. They can't stop, because that's who they are. You're gonna tell them to stop? Come on, be simple, be satisfied, and think about something else. No, you cannot. It's this very nature. It's a pseudo occupation, but it's a valid occupation. Same thing, some people cannot stop thinking about justice, about the economy of the state, of laws and regulations. Kshatriyas, obviously, some of them may be interested in protecting the country. These are all Kshatriya things. Some people are just into this. You will find them in the courtroom, or you may find them within the parliament, even as guests. You know, they may just go in there because they're interested in what's going on. So they have a nature for this, wonderful. And the Brahmanas, they come to the Krishna temples to join the kirtan, take prasadam and chant the rounds. That's what the Brahmanas are doing. If they're not so Brahminical, you can find them in the universities and the academia, and they write their books on science and philosophy. So you see, it's all there, and they're all working together. They may not necessarily cooperate with each other, but they are interrelated, and they keep society afloat. Even a Zurich society, they keep everything afloat. So every single person in society will be fitting in one of these categories, and they will go through school, they go through household life, they will retire, and they will die. So even though no matter how much people are against the caste system, or even if they are into anarchy, they don't want any structure at all, structure will be there, because everyone will take their respective position, whether they are conscious of it or not. Universal principle cannot be escaped. You need to follow, and we need to follow this also. Purusha and Prakriti, predominator and predominated, will always be there. Dominator and submissive, above and below, independent and dependent, will always be there also. And this goes very much against the idea of equality and the man being independent, strong, so-called person. It does not work either. Some are leaders, some are followers. This is even in Vedic astrology. You can see that some people are, they have the nature of leading people. The leading signs within Vedic astrology is Leo and Aries. They are the natural leaders. Whether you are leading others or leading your own life, there are those who have the nature of going against the stream. Maybe you know some of them. They just go their own way. They don't follow what is on the radio. They don't listen to the news very much, but they're mostly interested in their own path, and don't have much. They don't think much about others' opinions. So they are kind of leaders, and the others are followers. They feel more comfort in hearing what others have to say and follow that. They don't do much of their own research. They are busy with other things, and they are fine with that. They are satisfied with that. That's how they want it, and that is fine. And then there are those people who they want to take charge. They want to question things and do their own research and use their own heads. It's natural. That's just the way it is. No matter what people are saying, this will always be there. Purusha, Prakriti. the Purusha and Prakriti can be discussed. There can be several classes on the principles of Purusha and Prakriti. But we need to learn that we are Prakriti always. Of course, those who carry male bodies, they have to play a little double game. Because they need to be Prakriti towards the spiritual master, but Purusha towards the wife, if the man is married. He needs to take the place of Purusha, therefore he is studying. Therefore he is going to Gurukul, learning austerities and study and be trained under an authority to become detached and control his mind. Because Krishna is controlling his mind, he is detached, and therefore the man needs to be the same when they are entering a relationship and a marriage. If the man is attached to wife, to the result of his own work, he will still have a tendency to act as Prakriti in a marriage. And the wife is the Prakriti. So the man needs to play a double role there. So in that sense, women are more blessed because they can be Prakriti all the time, 24/7. So these are some universal principles pointed out. We're all servants. All the suffering is coming from the body, other living entities, and demigods. Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana. We need to understand the relationship of things. Then we know the process, and we need to know the goal. Then our endeavors will be successful. Varnashram Dharma always exists. Purusha and Prakriti are always there. So we need to learn these principles through the spiritual master. You see, we learn everything theoretically in the beginning. How do they become manifest within us? That's what we want, right? We want to see. We want to see the world through these principles. And this is where the Guru comes in. We cannot do everything on our own. We can practice austerities on our own. We can read and we can follow everything externally on our own. But you see, the difference is here that if you don't have the attitude of being the servant of the Guru and the whole parampara, the austerities we performed will just become pride and arrogance. So you might say that I'm doing so much on my own. Yes, you have to make the endeavor to make everything happen, but you must have the understanding that everything is coming from Krishna and his devotees. Krishna is the source of it, just like Krishna is saying in the beginning of the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that he's the source of knowledge, he's the source of detachment, he's the source of piety, he's the source of all the good auspicious qualities. He is the source of them. So whatever we have at our disposal, you should know is coming from him originally. He is just manifesting them in us because he has been so merciful to manifest them in us. Same thing with devotion. The spiritual strength. You okay? Okay. The spiritual strength is coming from Balarama. That's his blessings, which we have now, which he has given us because he is so kind. And we have done something so that we deserve it. So don't think that we are manifesting these things so that we think, I'm going to be enthusiastic, I'm going to be enthusiastic. Yeah, it is manifesting within us, but you should know where it comes from. So we must understand this when we are doing our service, or else we will still do service under false ego, and it will not be pure. So you see so much about self-awareness, what's going on inside. How best to get these realizations? Speaking from my own heart, I can only say Harinam Sankirtan. It's a very powerful way to make all these tattvas manifest within us. I want to tell this story, which happened in the Holy Dome of Paris. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Hosman to be exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was a regular day on Sankirtan. I don't do I don't do much, but it doesn't matter because the realizations which Lord Chaitanya is giving it can be very powerful. When you're out on Sankirtan and distributing books, what you need to do is to pray to the acharyas very much, which is one powerful realization that your results is very much upon how much mercy you get from the spiritual masters. That is just one realization. How much Lord Chaitanya is listening to those who have given their lives completely unto him. That when they are pleased, Lord Chaitanya is listening to everything they say. Which is so beautiful that you have the Supreme Being, the one who is controlling everything, who is holding all the strings. He is listening attentively to the desires of his own devotees. That's very powerful, and that you can understand during Sankirtan. So anyway, I met one lady. She was very, very familiar with this. She's from India, so naturally she was doing her Kundalini stuff. She was doing her yoga, and she was very happy to see the books, very pleased. And we had such a wonderful conversation. And so she took one book and gave a big donation, the biggest one I've got so far in this currency. I will not tell how much.
in private.
In private, but it's a very, very generous donation. And she said, yes, this is my good karma for the day. And so she gave it to me, and I got affected by it. Even though I tried not to be affected by it.
Yes.
It happens, you know.
Yeah.
You get a little overwhelmed.
Have to get ready for cooking rice books.
Okay, yes, Hare Krishna, thank you for coming. So I accepted this very great donation, and I felt that I got affected. We said goodbye. All luck to you. I hope this book can help you in your journey. Like that, then we separate. So I try not to get affected by this. But I prayed to Lord Chaitanya and the acharyas, please help me not get affected by this. Please let me remain steady and devote myself, my whole body, thoughts into your service. And so I continued for some time. But all this was just ringing in my head because it happened so rarely. It was such a strong impression on my mind. But I kept praying. I just wanted to be neutral to what has happened and keep doing my service. Then, later, almost at the same place, I met another lady. And she was also, she looked at the books and thought that this is very interesting. She was very open, and she was very much into this. She had some Buddhist ideas, but she understood the concepts of detachment and that we're becoming very much material in our consciousness, and that if we get detached from this materialism, then we will experience a higher bliss, and we will see the eyes through spiritual vision. She understood everything of that. She was a very very qualified person, I would say. So she was ready to take a book, no problem in this, and she wanted to give a very generous donation via card. She wanted to give 10 euros for one small book. It's a very good donation for a small book. And first I picked up the card readers and said, oh, it needs to update. I said, no, what are you doing? I don't need to update now. You cannot update now. I need to receive this payment. So, but anyway, then the upgrade was finished. I like relief, and then she put her card on the machine. Denied. the card was denied. I thought that this is very strange. Okay, let's try again. So we tried for a second time. Okay, just one last time. Just one last time. We tried again. Denied. 3 times her card was denied. This has never happened to me before. No card has been denied. And I asked her, do you have money on the card? He said, yeah, I have money on the card. I said, yeah, it's okay, it's fine. I said, no. Do you have any coins? No, I don't have any coins. Okay, just take the book. Just take the book. And he said, no, it's okay. You can keep the book. You can give it to someone who needs it. I was like, no! I want you to have the book. I said, I want you to have the book. She said, no, it's fine. Thank you so much for your time. It was amazing speaking to you. All the best on your journeys. I wish you the best. Please take care, and we're separated. And I had such mixed emotions. I was so confused. She was so qualified to have the book. She was ready. And she wanted to give a great donation for a small book. But Lord Chaitanya denied her. 3 times. Denied her. She's not going to take a book. I was so confused. What is going on? And then just start to digest everything. And it was a realization that Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna is the Supreme, but from 2 angles. First of all, He is the Ishvara. He is the Parameshvara. He can do whatever He wants. Even if it looks like it is contradictory to His own desires, He can do whatever He wants at any time. No matter if you will understand it or not. But you have to accept it. And for me, I just felt so small and so helpless in that situation. I just had to, in my mind, just pay obeisances and just accept my position that I have no power at all. And it was very satisfying. But also, this is the most powerful, that He knew that I was affected by the previous donation. So probably if I had accepted this donation, it would have been too much for my consciousness to take. But this is so crucial, because it means that Lord Chaitanya is after quality, not quantity. He has no problem sacrificing the mercy of someone else to save his devotees already in there, trying to get back to Him. And this is Srila Prabhupada also. Prabhupada wanted quality instead of quantity of devotees. Get the devotees here, boil the milk, train them up. If we don't need more devotees, we have probably heard this before. Boil the milk, train them up. Make them quality devotees who can then train others. Doesn't matter if we don't attract anyone, train those up who are here already.
Then you will attract.
Yes, Lord Chaitanya is exactly the same. That He can save, if it means to sacrifice the blessings of others just to save you, then He will do that. Because you're already there. That was very powerful. So like Harinam Sankirtan is seeing Lord Chaitanya working it's seeing Lord Chaitanya in action. How He's working behind the scenes, arranging everything. For how your preaching is doing, how your purification is going to take place. It's His working. It's Him working behind the curtain. while you are doing your part, he's doing his part. And this is the kind of realizations you get on Harinam Sankirtan. Therefore, Prabhupada, previous acharyas, they are stressing so much on Harinam Sankirtan. Because it's such a powerful process. It's not dependent on it. You can get realizations within the temple, as a pujari, and in service you can get realizations. But there is so much surrendering you need to do on the streets. You need to become completely vulnerable, completely naked, and you need to expose yourself completely and become. You have to expose yourself to become humiliated and to accept some pain, whether it's mental pain or bodily pain, whatever it is. This is a great place for those austerities for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. And so all these tattvas we need to learn, they become quickly manifest in this environment. So this is a very strong realization I've got from Paris Dam. And so these brahmanas, which have been mentioned here, has definitely gone through their austerities in devotion to Lord Ramachandra. And so therefore their ignorance have been destroyed by the Lord's effulgence. And because of this gift, they don't see any purpose in getting any land. Because they will see that this will just increase the Adidevika, Adhyatmika, Adibhautika. It will just, they will go backwards. And what is the point? It will destroy the purity, it will destroy the knowledge, it will destroy their devotion. Because they will get distracted. What is Krishna saying in the Bhagavad Gita? Ekeha Kurunandana. Yes. He says that those who are on this path, their path is one-pointed. Their intelligence is one-pointed. Prabhupada is saying in a purport in the Bhagavad Gita that sense gratification is destroying the desire for self-realization. The desire for it. So whenever we make the wrong choice to pursue our material desires, the desire for self-realization will decrease. And the desire for sense gratification will increase. So it's such a thin line, it's like a razor's edge. You have to be so conscious of what you're choosing to do. So therefore it's so much recommended that you stay close to those who are already advanced, because you will catch up on how they're practicing, how they're speaking, how they're acting, what they're prioritizing, what are their values. It will gradually get upon you also. And you will grow to desire to become serious yourself, because they see, wow, these people are going places. They are experiencing something. They're so focused, they're so committed, they're so determined. We're on the streets, I am suffering like a dog, and they're just going from one person to another without any problems. What do they know which I do not know? What have they gone through which I have not gone through? I should stay and listen to these people. So yes, this is why it is so important to have a Shiksha Guru around who can point out what you're doing wrong. What is your wrong understanding? On place, on the spot. And then you will learn very quickly. Thank you so much for your kind attention. This was all I had for today. I could not prepare much, but I hope this was satisfying in some ways. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I was thinking a few things. But the Brahmanas, we talked about accepting this donation, and yesterday Rivatanandan Prabhu was explaining that It made me reflect not on your particular situation, but on what he said.
Oh, sure.
And it was so it's not related. It says that Brahmana, everything they receive, they share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the duties.
So I can see. I mean, here we're trying to develop Brahmanical qualities, and in my personal life here, sometimes I felt that when I was getting something and I don't share it, then it becomes material in my life. I'm not saying that's the case for you, I'm just saying that I'm sharing my experience. And then it's not helping me in my devotional life, as you said, that material desires, they Prabhupada gives this other analogy that it's just like pouring water on the fire.
Yeah, it is.
And sometimes it's, because what's also very interesting is sense gratification can take any form.
Yeah.
Spiritual advancement can take any form. Not doesn't mean that you do what you like, you go straight from the rules and regulations, but the same principle, niyamagraha, basically. That you attach rules and regulations, but for the sake of spiritual advancement, you don't deny them, and sometimes you have to use your intelligence.
You know which principles to abandon because of you choose a higher principle. For example, if a guest is coming into the temple and there are no Mahasweets, they're finished. What you do? You go take a shower, you put on your dhoti and chadar and just go into the altar and offer them and then out again, and the guest has already left. No, of course, you have to think practically. You take something which is available, some fruits or something, and if you don't have the proper clothes on you offer it in your mind, and then you give. And the Lord, He understands the situation. He will understand. Like he's a person. So there you jumped the principle of sacrificing, of offering them like that, and gave them to him immediately.
And also during the class, you explained this example. I mean, this situation when the lady doesn't take the book.
Yeah.
And you say, I don't think it's what you meant, but it's not like Lord Chaitanya denied mercy upon her.
No, she got something, of course, but what could have been done was that she got the book, she gave the donation, and
as you say, yes.
She was denied, and that was probably for the best, because I was taught a lesson that moment, which gave me more attraction to him, because I see how he is working.
It was very inspiring to hear. It was very inspiring to hear from you, like that. Yes, and it's thank you for reminding me, reminding us, whoever can hear, that it's a personal relationship.
It is, yeah. He is so. He is always considering your advancement, always.
And it's always such a joy when you feel this reciprocation.
Yeah. It's so powerful, like it really touches your heart very much.
You feel so enlivened. It's just like sometimes you get some kind of, you do your austerity, you're serious about your devotional service, and sometimes you just do it, and you have to do it, and it's not no special realization coming.
No.
But at some point something will come and we will feel so much like, that's the reward, that's the and we feel alive in that. Yes.
The best experience is when I just try to be neutral all the time. I really focus on not to get affected by what people are saying or how they are reacting when I approach. I just like with folded hands, I just flowing between the rocks like a river, without getting affected by it. And when I do that, and I always being enthusiastic when I'm out, then that's where the best results come, and that's when I met. That's where I meet the best people. And this is exactly what we need to be, enthusiastic always. No matter what they say or what they do, we need to be enthusiastic and be neutral to whatever happens to us.
And it's so, just maybe I finish there, but it's so difficult on books. You distributing the books to a person, it's you being like yourself, and then it comes about donation.
Yeah.
And then it comes about, and you start thinking, yeah, give a good donation. And someone give a good donation, and then your brain completely switch, and you try to tell your mind,
yeah,
no, stop it, be yourself. Stop thinking like that, and it's just, and that's already finished at that time.
That will come with the more you're out, you will stop doing this. No worries. Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda will help you with this. When he'll help you understand that he is the Paramashvara, you will become more detached from these things, and you will not be so affected by how much donation you get, actually, big or small. Because of that realization, it is just so powerful. You just become detached. Right?
You understand that I'm here to serve.
Yes, exactly.
What difference does it make?
I'm just here to be a hand, I'm just here. It just works. It just works.
Yeah.
So I wholeheartedly recommend it if you get a chance.
Well,
you have to go through the austerity to get there. You can pray for it, but you will get there. Everyone will get there, those who do it. It's a guarantee. If you put down your life for him, he will give you this, without any doubt. Yes, we need to stop there. Thank you so much for the questions. Grantar Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Vyasdev ki. Jai.
Ramtanu ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Goshtara Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
See, this is called devotion. Pure devotee. Is finished with this, is jump for the class. His service finished, jump for the class.
Oh, yes.